Well, hello, everybody. My name is Sarah, and this is Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Carnivore. But there's also lots of people here that do keto, carnivish. They're transitioning sometimes. And so here we just talk about what you are doing. We accept everybody right where they are. If this wasn't a journey, then this channel wouldn't need to be here, right? We all learn what it is that we need to do for ourselves, and then we go ahead and do it. We comment here, like when we've got to the other end of tweaking something, like say giving up artificial sweeteners or maybe diet soda, maybe gum, maybe veg. And then we tell everybody here in this community how it's going for us, or we talk about the struggle, because the struggle is real. For a lot of us, we are totally, we've got that crutch. We've had it for years, maybe decades, and it's not going to be an easy thing to alter. And that's okay. After all, we're all Goldilocks, aren't we? I love my bathrobe. Oh, yeah. So anyway, here we are. And I just blew dry my hair. And if you want to see what puff is like, just look at my hair. Woo, it's puffy. And so... welcome back, humidity. Yep, welcome back. So here we are. Now this is part 2 of brought to you by the letter S, because I had so many of them recently, and it was a bonus video that I did on a non-video day. If you're tracking this, like, who cares? So I did an extra video all about S's, and but I barely touched the surface of them. One of the things that has aided me the most probably in my journey, well, how about this? Black coffee. Black coffee in glass mugs. It must be morning time. One of the things that has aided me a lot is being sober in my thinking. I'm sober with alcohol. I never did drugs, but I'm sober with alcohol, and I have been for over 3 decades. But there's food sobriety too. There's part of us that just may have been so crazy with the choices that we were making and the attitude that we had. And I don't know about you, but I would start off the morning, that's it. No more. I'm sick of this. Perhaps after a weigh-in where the scale went up and not down. And so scale, now that's one of the most evil S words there is, next to sugar, next to soda. And so part of being sober with food is knowing that each day I contaminated my choices with other than what my food program was. It's just one more day in that hell of thinking and executing things that just kept me sick with my food choices. And you know what that's like. It's like, well, I've already screwed up for the day. I might as well have this. Tomorrow I'm going to do it. And guess what? Yeah. I find that in my journey, having that plan and knowing what it was that I needed to do, it took a while to get there. And then, lo and behold, it was time to change it up. But that's at the tail end of the decision. The initial decision to surrender to my food addiction, my sugar addiction, my carb addiction was it was tough. Surrendering is tough because to me, surrender is like it's like the word decision. And you've heard a lot of my videos where once you make that decision is not to have something. And so then, of course, we're going to get ourselves into a situation where you're given a choice, right? So you've made the decision, no more items with sugar in it, S word. And then somebody offers you something with sugar in it. And you've got say you've got your bottled water with you, or you've got your black coffee with you, and you say, my decision was no more items with sugar in it, right? And so you've been given this choice. What is the proper answer if you're sober with your food choices? Dee, 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 dee. Right. No, thank you. I'm going to have my water, my coffee, or nothing. Thank you very much. You're going to look at that item. Now you have to think it through, right? That's what they say in AA. Think the drink through. Think that item through. Do you think there's any good at the end of the last bite of that? When you're licking your fingers and there's 6 more in the box of the item that was offered and you partook in it? You know, I used to find myself, so say I was offered one of the dozen of the different ones back in my addiction day, my active addiction days. I would take my most favorite one, right? Finish it off, lick my fingers, and then I began to give up and surrender to the disease of the carb, sugar, food addiction, right? That one item that was my most favorite that I thought I could have just one of. I'm telling you, with that box, 1 is too many and 12 will never be enough. Never. Never. And so then it's, well, where's my second best, right? And you start doing things that you never thought you would do. You really, betray yourself, your self-esteem, you trample on that, your courage, your convictions, your progress. You want to just, you do a tap dance on all of that. And suddenly, and there you are with the third or fourth item. And it's not only has it never been your favorite, but when you're strong, you would never, ever, ever think that that would be the place that you'd be at, lowering your standards. How many of you have done that with your food and your S word sugar and your carb addiction? Probably all of us, right? We've all lowered our standards and gave in and thought, well, now that I've gone this low, really, I need to pull it back for tomorrow. I need to stop kidding myself this time. This time, I'm really going to do it. Really? Okay. Now, one of the things that I've learned, I began in Overeaters Anonymous before I even began in AA, 40-something years ago. It was the 70s. I was 28 years old, I think, when I went to OA, and that was 51 years ago. So I entered into that program and I began to learn about me. And I learned that I needed this society of peers, another S word. I needed to be around other people just like me that could talk about it, that could experience it, that could go through the journey, the beginning, like after being, like, say, here in the keto, low carb, high fat, carnivore world for 6, 7, 8 years, I don't know. Then you learn that you're in a pack of people that some have more experience than you and you can turn to them. Others are just coming in and they're suffering that either the withdrawal or the surrender, or they're still playing with it. Maybe they're younger, they think they have time. They can do it a few days a week and then, be careful on the other days. Anybody that's my age knows there's no such way of doing it. An alcoholic doesn't take off weekends, doesn't go to AA Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday blows it out with alcohol. We know that we can't do it. And how lucky are we when we've finally been given the message that we can't do this one more day. So we need to find the S word solution to it. And our solutions are all different. That's why we're here. Because if it was all the same, then we'd take a magic pill and we'd all be better and bye-bye, no emotions, no sentimentality, another S word, and we would just move on. But it's not that way because food is a very special thing. It's different. We have to have it to live. And then for some of us, we have to have certain kinds of foods. We're going to give certain S word, have it begin with S. We have to have the foods that work for us, that bring us our most optimum health and our most satisfying, satiating place. Never in any other food plan besides doing carnivore, or maybe when I entered the low carb, high fat, did I ever feel satiated and content and not want more and not be thinking of the next meal, the next thing, the next, treat, cheat, whatever, like I have now. There's none of that for me. I plan my meal. It's OMAD, one meal a day. I have it in the middle of the afternoon. I love fat, so I'm not afraid of adding butter to it. I'm not afraid of adding the bacon grease that I maybe heat something up in, like my steaks in my cast iron pan. I cook my eggs in Kerrygold butter, and I'm not afraid of adding that, not in a ridiculous way, but in a way, and I have a little bit of ghee or butter in my second and third cups of coffee. The first one I have black. It's a big girl thing for me. I expected a parade, but there wasn't one. I'd like to think it was raining that day, but I don't think so. I just think there's no parade. When we finally get to the place, for a lot of us, it's the sweet. The S word, sweet. It's huge. And so we do that. And some of us find ourselves eating things that aren't really our favorites. And so that's not going to bring satiation. That's not going to bring contentment. You're not going to be happy every day doing the same thing. That limited food source of just animal products. So you might get a little bit sloppy. You might call yourself carnivish. And is it really because, you miss the veg, or you think your body needs the veg, or your body needs the treat, or your body needs to have some sort of, outlet still? I don't know. For a lot of us, we've been able to be S word strict. And don't we love that? I mean, to me, being strict is just as comfy as my Goldilocks bathrobe. I wrap it around me. I know that this is here. I know what I'm having. I like what I'm having. I love how my body responds. I've been doing it long enough so I know that the response my body gives me tells me, oh, Sarah, S word, you found your bliss point. And bliss point in the regular, food, standard American diet world, bliss point is how many chemicals can they put in it to make it, palatable and have people buy a lot of it. My bliss point is like what I had last night. It was ribeye steak. It was scrambled grass-fed lamb. It was Pete and Jerry eggs, just scrambled real wet in butter. That's my bliss. Oh, and some good culture cottage cheese, a whole ounce of it. Can you imagine? That was my bliss point. And so finding that and being comfortable with that, isn't that just perfect? Isn't that what people like us want? It keeps us there. I don't want you people to be bored and look elsewhere and find this is unrewarding. If you must, though, okay, but have your strict altered plan of like carnivish, if that's how you have to do it. It's quite okay, as long as it's working for you. I just don't want to see you get sloppy about being carnivish, if you know what I mean. That's where it was that way with me with Weight Watchers. It was that way with me with keto for sure, because we had that whole keto-fying explosion. Maybe it's still going on, but I'm not in that world anymore. I'm in the carnivore world, looking for optimum longevity and health, being almost 70, you know. And so that's what I do. Let me find another. One of the things that I love is being my age and still feeling sassy. Do you know what I mean? Feeling sassy, I think, is just it's a great place for a man or a woman to be, where everything is working. That pair of jeans, you feel sassy in it still. Even though you're older, you're still rocking it. You're not trying to look like, you know, an 18-year-old in ripped jeans and, you know, that mini thing that shows your midriff. You're just trying to be kind of a classy lady in your jeans. What I do is I add my pearls. My last name is Pearl, as most of you know. I add my pearls, I add a blazer. I've got my jeans that make me feel sassy, and either some fun boots or some cute little shoes. And that's my uniform. You know, that's how you find me dressed. It feels sassy. When we get to summer and it's hotter, then it's a starched white shirt with cuffs that are, you know, cuffs on the thing. I like that look too. And so there's nothing that makes me feel more human, more rewarded with my carnivore way of eating than feeling a little sassy. You know, we're not dead. We're not dead at this age. We just, you know, we have to dress a little bit differently, but not totally differently. We can have our own style and still be classy broads and throw on those pearls like Barbara Bush. So sassy is a nice state of mind, state of place to be. Another thing is being a sucker. Are you a sucker for changing it up because you watch a video, somebody's half your age, and, you know, they have to show their skin for some reason. Help me, Lord. And so you feel like you're going to be a sucker for what they're promoting. You know, there's a few people out there, they are younger. I do like their message, or I do like who they're interviewing. But then, you know, it's filled with 25 minutes of you know, the products that they're shilling, and shilling, another S word. And that kind of makes me, you know, want to turn away. I get tired of the supplements, the pushing the other stuff. You don't need it. You got a patty of burger or bison or elk or, you know, lamb, and you got some eggs over here, or you've got cheese on that. You've got, you know, a wonderful animal product meal that doesn't need a supplement. I do take supplements, but it's not the kind of supplements that they're pushing, you know. I never took the keto supplements, and boy, they are out there. You go into the, like, you know, I was in CVS the other day, and there's just a whole, you know, section of like supplemental drinks and powders and mixtures. And, you know, you check out of the store, like I was at Whole Foods, and there must have been an entire, like 7 different magazines that were keto, 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 how to eat keto, how to lose weight on keto, keto challenge, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you don't need that. Just tune into YouTube. It's free. Yes, people like me love donations to, you know, through PayPal to their channel for the effort they put in, but you don't need to pay for those supplements. You don't need to buy a $40 something with pills in it to supplement your food plan. Just pick the best that you can pick. You know, it's not the veggies that you're going to need. It's that wonderful meat that soothes everything, helps you heal, covers so much, works on the belly and the gut. It's great. So don't be a sucker. Don't be a sucker to those programs and those different, you know, supplements that you can buy and all of that. Buy a couple of things that carry gold butter. Buy your meats. Buy your bacon, your eggs, your meats, and just, you know, and your egg. I did say eggs. Your dairy products, if you can tolerate them. I have that 1 ounce of cottage cheese. Oh boy. But you know what? That cottage cheese is delicious and it lasts. And I use a little demi-tasse spoon. I know, I'm weird. I know. Spoon, S word. And I just, love each little bite. And when I eat it slow like that and not one great big tablespoon where it's gone, it can last 15, 16 little nibbles. I love that. I like the variety. You've seen that with my OMAD. So, my peeps, I didn't even cover all of this. Really, I didn't. Maybe there's going to have to be a third. Obviously, the S word's a big one. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Sarah with Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Carnivore, just doing what I do, and you keep doing what you're doing. It's a great community. We can all be healthy, be content, not have that sort of feeling that we had when we were doing other food plans where it's like, I'm doing this until my birthday and then I'm having that. No, we don't think that way anymore. Hey, thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye for now.